Constitution Day in our school. In that, we were told that the Constitution was already ready on 26 November 1949. So my question is, what was the reason that we waited for 2 months to enact it on 26 January 1950?
On 31st of December 1929, the Lahore session of Indian National Congress was held, in which Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru gave a very important speech which said the British government in India not only deprived the Indian people of their freedom but also based itself on the exploitation of masses and has ruined India economically, politically, culturally and spiritually. We believe therefore India must sever the British connection and attain Purn Swaraj or complete independence. So they decided that they will implement it on 26th of Jan 1930. Congress celebrated their Independence Day from 1930 to 1947 on 26th of Jan every year. And our Constitution Day celebrated on 26th of November because the Constitution was ready on that day. But to give it importance, because this day was 26th of Jan was celebrated as Independence Day. So to give it more importance, they waited for 2 more months. That means the Constitution was ready to be implemented or the enactment started on 26th of Jan. Our Constitution mainly has 395 articles, in which the second last article, which is the 394th article, it's written that some important articles were implemented immediately with immediate effect. It's written that day of commencement of Republic Day or the Constitution would be 26th of Jan 1950.
Ma'am, just now we heard in Pandit Nehru's speech that Britishers have ruined our country in every aspect. But some people say that Britishers have developed our country. So, up to what extent is it correct?
They developed our country is right or not, but I'll tell you that what Nehruji said was somewhere correct, that they ruined our country in every way, economically, spiritually, emotionally also the people were broken because in 1820 our GDP was somewhere near 16%. And when they left in 1947, it had come down to somewhere to 3 to 4%, which was a very pathetic condition. See, if we say they made railways, right? So they made railways for their own convenience to get things from here and there, not for us Indians, or the education system, or the big buildings or whatever they made was for their own convenience or so that they could live comfortably over here. So we will never say that they did for Indians. It is, I would say, God's grace that they are freedom fighters, worked so hard relentlessly without thinking about their own comforts, and we were able to attain freedom, and now we are able to use those things which were planned and prepared and built by these Britishers. But actually they never did anything for Indians. They did for themselves.
Ma'am, is the enactment of Constitution is only factor to be republic, or are there other factors too?
No, just the enactment of Constitution is not republic. This republic word comes from a Latin expression which means res publica, the meaning of which is for the public or the public thing. That means any property or anything which can be used by the public, and it does not in the hands of one person, or you can say that only one person, it belongs to only one person. That is not the fact. It is for everyone, for the whole public. That is why it's not just the enactment of the Constitution. It is believing in it and following it. That anything which is of India is for every person living or who is an Indian national. So we have gone through a transition phase, where we were ruled by kings and people had no say. And gradually we came down to be republic, and now people have a lot of say. So if I talk about transition basically has 4 phases. The first one you can say is absolute monarchy, where only the king rules and no one has a say, and we have to follow everything that is being said or done from there. Second type of monarchy is mixed monarchy, where some because revolutions start when only one person rules, so kind of people revolt, and so then some kind of elections take place. Few people get elected, so they have a little bit of say, but major is with the king again. The third type of monarchy is constitutional monarchy, where elected people are there and they rule, but the king is there. Still, the king has no powers. It's just sitting in its place and along with the people, but people are elected and they run the show, they run their country. And the last one is the republican, where a republican democracy, where people are elected, it is for the people. So the republican democracy has three characteristics. First is that head of state should be elected, and then there should be no special class, and also popular sovereignty means the people should have all the power and they should be deciding and ruling and making rules and coming together to run the country. So on 15th August 1947 we became Dominion from British colony, and on 26th Jan 1950 we became a complete sovereign state, and Dr. Rajendra Prasad became our first head of state or the President of India.
On July 18, 1947, the Indian Independence Act passed in the British Parliament and it came into effect from the 15th of August 1947. Main features of Indian Independence Act: end of British rule, full authority to the Constituent Assembly. The Governor-General will be appointed with consultation of the Constituent Assembly. Mountbatten became Governor-General with the consultation of the Constituent Assembly, but he was the representative of the British Crown. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, who is also known as the father of the Constitution, was the president of the drafting committee, and Dr. Rajendra Prasad became president of the Constituent Assembly. After 2 years, 11 months, and 18 days, our constitution was ready, and through Article 395 of the Indian Constitution, we repealed the Indian Independence Act of 1947, and Dr. Rajendra Prasad became our first president. And we became a full sovereign state, or a republican democracy, on January 26, 1950.